Hi, I'm Camilla.
And I'm Kay, and we are the
FI
FI Resellers.
And today we have a what sold video for you. So this is where we go over some of our best sales from the past week. We buy things for cheap and we share what has sold really well in these what sold videos so that you know what to be on the lookout for when you're just out and about at thrift stores and garage sales and all of that. So we hope that you get some value out of this and that you enjoy it.
All right, so we sold this acid wash backpack by Dina and Ozzy, and I had no idea what this was. Never heard of this brand, but with all things in that similar situation, I look up the comps, and sure enough, it had some pretty good comps, and this sold for $58.60, so pretty good. I did not expect it to sell for that much. I was gonna take an offer for probably much less, but happy to get this out. It was kind of, acid wash and kind of this color. It kind of looks weird in the bins. It might look a little dirty and whatnot. And I think I even gave this an OxyClean bath when we brought it home. So we did do a little bit of work, but totally worth it. And it's distressed here, as you can see as well. As you saw last week, we sold a router backpack by the North Face. And so that actually kind of gives us a lot of encouragement to sell more backpacks and whatnot, especially now that people are preparing for back to school and all that. So this one's pretty cool. It's pretty nice, and hopefully the buyer likes it. We're gonna ship this in at $10.95. I'll show you real quick. So as you can see here, it fits pretty well. I mean, it's denim, so it's gonna fit. You can kind of squeeze it in there as well if you needed to. But this one is a $10.95, and I guess for a lot of backpacks, similar to this width, right there. We even did the North Face backpack last week, kind of Frankenboxed it, but this one has pretty much a perfect fit, so we're just gonna pack it up and seal it like that.
So here we have a Pointzer sweater. Pointzer is a line under J. Crew, and it's not super well known. I feel like, I picked up a couple items and, I don't always pick it up anymore. I've had this listed for quite a while, but it did sell for $38.70, so a pretty good price on it. And I believe I listed it so high because it's got a really nice fabric content. So it's got wool and alpaca in here, so definitely that's the reason I listed it so high and why it sold for so much. It is super soft, super fuzzy, so I'm not sure why someone is buying this in July, but I guess you got to be prepared for fall, and maybe they are thinking that they're gonna get a really good deal.
With a thick item like this, it's not going to fit in our regular bread bag, so we're just gonna wrap it up like this, and we're gonna stick it into a $10.95, and it should be kind of bulky, but it should still work. So there you go, not bad. All right, so we're going to meet someone up on Facebook Marketplace to sell these Justin boots. And this one is the Buck Bay Apache. Now, Buck is the style and Bay Apache just happens to be the color. And you can actually see there that it says $22.53. And Justin makes it pretty easy to find that. And you can actually see on their website that they still have these for about $250 retail. And so we are trying to sell this for $50. And when we meet this person up, we're going to hopefully get $50. But I would imagine if they try to talk us down to 40, we would probably take 40 considering the wear. You can see there's some damage on the leather there, and there's just a lot of wear here. So whoever had this before just used them a lot, and it happens. But with the discount to $50, you can definitely see that maybe someone wants to redo these and maybe just get a discount. But also these are pretty big, 11.5, I think. You can also see that it's a great design, so I wouldn't blame this person for wanting these for the size, the style, all of that. Leather, still good condition. And we hope that this person shows up, and if they do, then we're gonna include this clip into the video.
So here we have a Vince dress. This sold on eBay. It sold for $38 plus shipping. It's a wrap dress. I thought it was really nice. It's kind of a midi length, and the reason, I'm not sure why it sold for so much. I believe it's a more recent style of Vince, but Vince can be very hit or miss. So if you find it at a thrift store or even at the bins, we often will look it up to see, is this a good pickup? A lot of our Vince stuff sells for about $20, but I thought this was really nice. I actually had considered keeping it for myself. If it wasn't selling, then I would wear it. It's nursing friendly, which I put in the listing, and it's just a really nice kind of classic summer dress, capsule wardrobe, all of those keywords. So this sold, and I'm really happy with it. I had it listed for $50, was sending out offers for $40, and so when the person offered me $38, I figured close enough. And this will ship out in a padded flat rate envelope. We do that for a lot of our heavier dresses, which this is definitely over a pound. So our next sale is this C New York dress. It's a shirt dress, and I thought it was really nice. We picked this up when we were in Austin. We went to a tiny little thrift store and picked up some really great stuff, and this was one of them. And it was hard to photograph. It was one of those items that I wish that I had like a mannequin or I could have modeled, but at the time I was listing it, I was like 8 months pregnant, so I wasn't modeling anything. And this sold for $45 plus shipping on eBay, and it was a really great sale and had a lot of watchers. I felt like I was sending out offers like every day on this dress. So a ton of people were interested in it. Not a lot of people were sending good offers until this buyer came along and sent an offer for $45. So really happy with this sale. It's definitely very summery, definitely very on trend for the like coastal grandmother, trend, nautical, preppy, all of those things for summer. So really happy with this, and I believe that this will be sent out in a padded flat rate as well, since it is a little bit heavier.
Okay, as Camilla said, we're gonna just put it into a padded flat rate, and the buyer requested that we send it on Thursday, and it's only Monday. So we kind of run into a dilemma where we're trying to ship this in a timely manner. Based on our eBay policy, we need to ship it out within 3 days. What needs to happen now is we need to at least create the shipping label and then send it on Thursday. And so it's one of those kind of iffy things. We are going to do what they ask. There is a record of it, so there shouldn't be any problem. So we're going to just pack it up and we're going to send it out only on Thursday. We've got these Allbirds that we sold for $30, and we sold them on Poshmark because, as you might know, there was some controversy about selling Allbirds on eBay. And so we have kind of steered clear of selling Allbirds on eBay. And these were pretty nice. I'm not sure exactly why it took 5 months to sell. Maybe it's because they happen to be these slip-on kinds, but they're in pretty good condition. $30, not bad, not great, but they seem to be a little overhyped. Maybe we are kind of on the tail end of the hype, and there's too much saturation now, but they're in pretty good condition. We don't really clean the bottoms of shoes like this because what's the point really, other than to put more time into getting a few extra dollars. It might have been worth doing that, but we're really not sure what the kind of trade-off in value is. So let us know down in the comments if you clean the bottoms of shoes, because it does take some time. If they were more expensive shoes, maybe we would have taken some more time, but for something like this, we're not exactly sure. So let us know also if Allbirds are kind of just overhyped. We have 2 more pairs of Allbirds that we still haven't sold, and they've been listed for quite some time. So let us know what you think down in the comments. We sold this pair of Lululemon pants, and they happen to be called the commission pants. They're slim fit. They're really nice. We sold them for $58 on Poshmark, and they are kind of inconspicuous. The only real tag is this small one right there. Obviously the Lululemon logo. It's very distinct, and it's got some really nice pockets. It's got the Lululemon material, very nice, nicely made. And I said last week that our men's Lululemon stuff does a whole lot better than women's. They seem to just move a whole lot faster. I still stand by that because I think that the women's Lululemon scene is kind of oversaturated, and all the used clothing is just a little more saturated than the men's stuff is. Lululemon started making women's clothing first and then men's clothes second, and that was many years later. So it just makes sense that the used market is really kind of just catching up. So if you're able to find the size dot, just make sure you look up the style, and there are different resources online to help you find the style. So I'm not going to go into that a whole lot because there are a whole lot better resources than me kind of telling you. But overall, great sale, $58, we'll take it.
So here we have a pair of Ted Baker heels, and I thought that these were so nice when I picked them up. You can see they say Ted Baker in there, and I just think that these are a really classic style of wedge. And so I picked these up from the bins a little while ago, and I've gotten a lot of watchers and a lot of likes on this pair of shoes, but not a lot of offers or anything like that. So When I finally got an offer for $30, I had them listed at $50. I decided to accept, and they are small size, which is why I think that they didn't go for as much. And Ted Baker is a really nice brand, but it doesn't have a great following online. So sometimes it can kind of stick around for a while and it might not sell for as much as you think it would, you know, just given the retail price. So these sold for $39.65. So they're going to go out in a padded flat rate envelope if I can fit them in there. So I'm going to see if that's possible. Okay, so here they are in our little plastic bag and with our eBay sticker, and let's see if they will fit in a padded flat rate. So there we go. Perfect fit. And we're ready to ship these out.
We sold these Doc Martens, and they're actually not the one made in England. These happen to be made in China. This is definitely less valuable than made in England. It still sold pretty well, but it did also take a little while to sell. It has some damage here. It's got some scuffing there. Even with Doc Martens Wonder Balsam, it didn't come out. It's just one of those things where the scratches were a little too deep. So overall, the condition was not great, but they still sold. It just needed to find the right buyer. And then there's some damage there, but also the other contributing factor is that it's size 12. So you definitely have to find the right person with the right size feet. It's not the fastest sale, but we were happy to finally get rid of them. We're usually open to buying Doc Martens to resell, and you know, the bottoms are pretty good too. So overall, if it's for the right price, we generally like picking up Doc Martens, so you should too. We'd gotten these Adidas brand new with tag from a men's ThredUp rescue box, and they finally sold. These happen to be Pro Fear. They're kind of fancy, and they have this, you know, this profile that is very popular nowadays, where it's comfort focused. And so, like I said, brand new, really good condition because they came from that ThredUp rescue box. We're going to link that in the top right corner. It was a pretty good box, so you know, it's one of the reasons why we take a gamble for men's ThredUp rescue boxes. They tend to have some pretty cool things going on. Obviously, ThredUp doesn't take men's things and sell them on their website, so they often put these rescue boxes together, and they're kind of hit or miss, but sometimes when you hit pretty well. So this sold for $63 on Poshmark, and we're really happy to get them sold. It has been a while, had to find the right buyer for it, but overall pretty happy. We sold this Levi's Sherpa jacket, and it's really nice. It had a lot of good attention, and it took a little while to sell, mainly because people wanted to lowball us, and it's not quite the season, but we actually got a pretty good sale on it, trying to get some momentum for the store and just making sure that we are still selling a lot of good things, even like jackets in the middle of summer. So I would imagine people are getting ready for school. If they are cold in classrooms, maybe they're getting ready for fall and, you know, winter already. Who knows for sure, but we're just happy that this sold. Okay, something really interesting here. We've got a lot of 3 wallpaper by Osborne and Little. So this, we had a lot of interest, surprisingly, and we ended up selling it for $50 on Facebook Marketplace, and it's going to be shipped to someone in New York. So I'm not exactly sure what they're going to do with just 3 rolls, but I'm just happy to get it sold. So this is part of something that we had bought from the bins, and we're going to do that haul here in the future where we are trying to sell everything within that haul within 90 days. Based on, you know, eBay comps and whatnot. So be on the lookout for that, because this is part of that haul, and we sold quite a lot of it, and we still have about a month and a half left on that 90-day sell through rate. So be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout for Osborne and Little. It's a pretty good brand. The comps are pretty good. We originally set it at $99 because we weren't sure exactly what they would go for, especially because this one's kind of open and all that. So $50, we'll take it. Okay, I am both embarrassed and proud to show you this. Can you be both embarrassed and proud? I'm not sure, but that's kind of how I feel about this, because I had to cut this in so many different ways to try to get this to fit perfectly. And as you can see, it fits pretty perfectly, and it is not pretty whatsoever. But I needed to do this UPS because it's like 7 pounds. And so the best way to do something that is over 5 pounds, between 5 and 10 pounds, is probably going to be UPS. So that's what I've done, and I need to use just a regular box, recycled, obviously. That's just a tiny little note for you. It's not always going to work out, but if you have a box and you can resize it, there are plenty of ways to do it. You just got to be a little creative about it. So I'm happy to kind of just stuff this a little bit and just get it out to the buyer.
So next we sold this bundle on Facebook Marketplace. This is a 4-part bundle. The person messaged us and asked if we could bundle all these items together. This is a Madewell vest. It's 100% merino wool. It's got this cute, like, not really plaid, but like checked pattern. And then another Madewell item. This is Madewell texture and thread. It's this beautiful color. This is a dress, like a long sleeve dress. And then another dress. This is Leaf, which is sold at Nordstrom. I would not recommend picking this up. We have picked it up maybe once, twice before. Maybe we got it free from someone. It doesn't really seem to have a following online. People aren't really looking for it. And so this took a really long time to sell. It is new with tags. It was originally $69, which was the reason we picked it up, since it was new with tags and we buy things at the bins super cheap. So I thought that this would sell faster than it did, and it took a really long time, and it didn't sell for all that much. And then here we have a Lulu's dress, again another new with tags. I thought this was really cute. It's like a sweater dress. It's got these like puff sleeves here, so I thought this was a really nice one. She's actually going to come and pick these items up, so really excited about that, to be able to get these to her and not have to pay for shipping and not have to pay any fees, because it will just be a cash transaction. So really good overall. We'll see how it goes. We haven't brought them out to her, so we might have to renegotiate a little bit. We'll see. Those are some of our best sales from this past week. The lady on Facebook Marketplace ended up not buying the whole bundle. What did she not
She
buy?
put back the dress, the green Madewell dress.
Yeah. So that's always something that, when you meet up with someone, you never really know what they're actually going to take and actually how much money you're going to get, all of that, because, in person, it's a little bit more of a negotiation. And so it makes it a little bit hard to film ahead of time, but just to let you know that that was the outcome on all of that. So we had a really great week overall. We sold 24 items for a gross revenue of $826.20. Our cost of goods for those 24 items was $51.37. On eBay, we sold 12 items for $284.21. Facebook Marketplace, we sold 6 items for $167.78. On Poshmark, we sold 6 items as well, but only made $95.29. So our net profit overall for those 3 platforms was $547.28. So a really great week. Facebook Marketplace really showed up for us this week. We had a couple of really good sales. You saw them in the clips, but that is a rare occurrence for us on Facebook Marketplace. Usually we make just a few sales, and mostly they're low dollar ones. So this was really surprising to us, and Poshmark kind of sucks this week. I think it was partially me, not really paying attention to it that much, and partially just, happenstance, just the way the cookie crumbles on Poshmark. Sometimes you're down, sometimes you're up. You never really know.
Right. I also think that Facebook Marketplace, those sales were kind of random. The ones that we did local pickup, we did quite a few this week, and we continue to have a few here and there. It's very random, lucky. I don't know how you chalk it up, but Facebook Marketplace has been just all over the place for us, but we're just glad that we're able to get these sales.
In some weeks we think, is Facebook Marketplace really worth it? And this week we say, yes, definitely. It's definitely worth it. It made a good amount of money this week. So really happy with, being able to cross this there.
All right, now it's time for our segment on building wealth. And this is where we show you our update on the total stock market index experiment, where we put a little bit of our profits from our reselling into this experiment so that you can see how things are doing, how investing your money can help you make money. So hopefully in the long term, this money will be helping us make some good profits as well. And so the update is that it is still down, but it is down much less. And now we're down to triple digits.
Yeah.
Minus $846.42. So overall, pretty good. Some say that, you're still down $800, but this is the upswing. Last week, you saw that we had gained about 200. This week, we gained about another 200. So we feel that maybe things are kind of stabilizing. Things are looking a little better because the stock market what we've heard is that it basically looks towards the future, and it's not necessarily looking at what is currently happening. Obviously, there's a lot of economic turmoil, and things are just tough with the quote-unquote non-recession, but it actually basically is a recession. You have to take the news with a grain of salt and really base your decisions on what you think will happen in the future as well. And so there are a lot of factors to it. We're not experts. This is not investing advice, but these are the trends that we've seen in the past multiple years that we've been investing. So this particular experiment, we are showing you in real time how things are progressing, but just know that in the past, we've seen ups and downs, and we expect that in the future as well. Ups and downs. It's going to be constantly up and down. So here's the graph of what we see in the time frame that since we've started this experiment. You can see that there are just a ton of ups and downs, and that's very typical. We've had this particular experiment going for about a year, so it's very normal to see something like this, and we will see it multiple times in the 40 some odd, 50 some odd years that we will be investing. So we don't have a whole lot of time, so that's why we're going to cut it off for building wealth this week. Just know that, all the things that are happening now, it's very temporary, hopefully, and we got to look into the future just as we always have been, especially when it comes to investing.
Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Let us know down in the comments how sales were for you this week. Do you list on Facebook Marketplace? Do you think it's worth it? Let us know down in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. That tells YouTube that you like this video, and it tells us that you liked this video, which is just so rewarding. So we love that. And if you aren't subscribed, consider subscribing. We'd love to have you as part of our YouTube community.
Keep that passion burning, y'all. We're so grateful for you. We've had a bunch of random sales. Hopefully you're getting some surprising random sales. And we hope that summer slowdown is not affecting you too much. Hopefully you're on the upswing because summer is ending and people are starting to really spend again, especially when it comes to school and whatnot. This is kind of the changing of the season. So hopefully your reselling business is doing well. We're really rooting for you. We'll see you later.
Bye. This sold on eBay.
She was so quiet.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.